Podcast here. Doing a little Theros-born draft. Getting ready to do my podcast today. I thought we'd chill out while doing a little bit of the draft. So what do we got here? This is Pack One, Pick One. Fate Unraveler. He's a 3/4 for 3. And he dings a little bit of damage each turn. It looks like he kind of goes in the more control-y decks. I haven't played with this card yet. Archetype I'm not interested in. Well, Vortex Elemental's been a good card for a lot of people. Oresco Sun Guide as well is pretty sweet if you're doing the red-white aggro deck, but I'm not sure if I want to be fighting for the red-white aggro deck, because that's something a lot of people are going to be looking at playing. Divination. I'm going to go with the Fate Unraveler. I haven't played with this card yet. So let's take a peek. Servant of Tiamat fits right into the same kind of deck that I want to be running this in. Crypsis is okay. Silent Sentinel is a fine white beater. I'm going to take the Servant. Let's see if we can push this. We get an this is my mouth not working. We get an Asphyxiate. I'm going to take that. We're going to push the black focused control type build, I think. See what we can manage. And I get a second Asphyxiate. I mean, Bolt is a good card, but for the same mana, Asphyxiate just straight up kills something that Bolt might not. Magemonger, but that's really for an aggressive deck. That's not what we're in. Tromper's a decent card. Could go green-black instead of blue-black. I'm just going to take the removal, though. I mean, I'm going to get more creatures. That's pretty much a given. So Deepwater Hypnotist or Archetype of Imagination. Feels like my two cards here. Or I suppose Acolytes, but I don't know if my Devotion to White's going to be good enough. Boy, I'm so inclined to take this card. I don't know how good it's going to be at 6 mana, though. And double blue. Or I could just take the Revoke as a straight up piece of removal. Or a Hypnotist, but I've got to be swinging with a Hypnotist. I'm not sure my deck wants to do that. And I'll pick up more enchantment removal. I'm going to go with the Archetype and see where it leads. That's no good. Well, there's really nothing here that I'm super interested in. Might just take the Gorgon's Head. I mean, it could. I'm not excited to have it, but if I'm playing defensively, like giving this guy Death Touch would be pretty amazing. Then he starts to kill things. He's not just blocking. Probably not going to run the Archetype, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm still wide open in what I can do here. You never know. I might go completely different direction. Come the Theros packs. Just funsies. Thought I'd push this and see what I can make happen. So you never know. You know, sometimes you go with what's there. Sometimes you want to experiment a little bit. I am totally taking that Perplexing Chimera. I'd kind of love to have the Black Oak in this deck, but I haven't had a chance to play with the Chimera yet, and it just looks like so much fun. And it really does create some complicated board states for your opponent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there's no way I'm getting that Oak back, but the Chimera is clearly the one I want in what I'm doing right now. Still not locked into a second color. Theoretically not even locked into black, but I'd hate to lose these 4 picks for nothing. Stratus Walk or Sphinx's Disciple. Or War Chanter. So I'm not taking War Chanter. I really don't think I'm taking the Disciple. Not excited to take the Disciple, let me put it that way. I think it's better than the Stratus Walk, and there's another Stratus Walk anywhere. Do I just take the Marshmist Titan? I think I just take the Titan. He's just a big body. Why not? I mean, that's what I want, is big guys to put on the board. Whether or not I can get my devotion up high enough to make him castable in a reasonable time frame, I don't know. But we will see what happens. I'm not, the moment, not super panicky about flyers, because I do have the pair of Asphyxiates. And this guy's really interesting if he's going to do some, like, he just can sit on the board. He doesn't even have to do anything. Just sit there and slowly bleed my opponent to death while he blocks little stuff. I don't hate that. Oh, Perplexing Chimera. If I resolve this thing, it's just going to be fun. What a weird looking piece of art. Head on both sides. Shame there's no flavor text on this thing. Oh, it's big too. Look at that. I didn't see the little guys down there. They usually use birds for scale. Not in this case. They have little heroes down here on the right for scale. Come on, whoever you are, pick a card. Island, best card in the pack. I guess I take the Cyclops. Just a big creature and I don't want to see it later. We are doing a Swiss draft, so things can get kind of wonky. I'm probably sending some wonky signals around myself, which is something we're going to talk about on the podcast. Signals limited. What are they? How important are they? How much are you worried about sending them or not sending them? Can't attack. It's a 4/4 blocker. Felhide Brawler can't block. Don't know how much. Floodtide Serpent or Marshmist Titan. I'm gonna take the Titan. Ugh. Ugh. Gary. It's kind of a weird mix here. I'm not lying. This is really bizarre. Oh, I like Voyage's End. Do I have enough stuff to make? I basically have nothing to activate Agent right now. Voyage's End is a super powerful card. I'm just taking the Voyage's End here. And if I was in white, it would be the God's Willing or the Hopeful Eidolon, but... Nimbus Naiad and Curse of the Swine and Erebos' Emissary. All of these are really amazing for what I'm trying to do. I'm not going to take the Curse. The Emissary is really good, and the Naiad. I feel like I want to take the Naiad because I think the flying is important. He doesn't really have any evasion, although he gets really, really big. I'm going to take the Naiad though. Yeah, I like the Insatiable Harpy here. It kind of does what I need it to do. Kind of stabilizes it, flies. I will take a Temple. Yep. It's always nice to get a Scryland that's in your colors, even though your deck is terrible. Ugh. Deck is not making me happy. I need... What do I need? Return Phalanx would be awesome. That is the card that I'm really looking for right now. Also, Griptide. A Dissipate would be okay, or Dispel, or Dis whatever it is, the counter spell. Or a Sip of Hemlock. Well, I've got tons of removal at this point. Sure, we'll take a Sip. Just kills anything. I have very little threats, but I have a lot of removal. And I have this guy. here. Parrington Owl is disconnecting and rejoining. I hate when that happens. I so hate that. Just stay with us, Parrington Oil. You know I want to take this. You know I really do. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I wonder if it'll come back around. I think I have to take the Sea God's Revenge here, but or the Disciple of Phoenix. But I really want it to be the Sea God's Revenge. I really want the Colossus. We're very low on bodies. He comes down kind of late, though. Hell with it. Going with what I want, the Sea God's Revenge. Ugh. Coastline Chimera. He's a flying blocker. It's okay. Cavern Lampad and Mnemonic Wall. I'm gonna go with the Lampad because he can actually do things at some point. He could potentially make my Harpy doubly evasive. You never know. You just never know what's gonna happen. No, you don't. How can you know? How can you know is what I'm asking now. How can you know? You can't. You just can't know. This is a big pile of crap, I'm telling you right now. This is looking like one of the worst draft decks I've ever put together, and that makes me happy. I mean, look at this. 19 out of... we have 4 more cards, and we're all set. Look at this sweet, sweet curve we got going here. 2 Marsh Mist Titans. One of them is shiny, for what that's worth. Yeah, we're rocking it. And all because I wanted to play the Fate Unraveler. Done. Just done. Right there. Done. Fate Unraveler. Done. End of story. End of story. Got Voyage's End in case they try and Voltron something up early. Look at that guy. He's going over the falls. Sorry, dude. You're going over the falls. Come on, Parrington Owl. You're holding up the draft. Yuck. How did a God's Willing come back around? That makes no sense to me at all. We're going to go with March of the Returned. Why not? This seems ridiculous to me. That card should not be going this late. Sure, Benthak Giant. Seems good. Another big, ridiculous card. I can actually cast a Catablee Pass. I'm hoping not to, but I can. And I have no idea. Take another Catablee Pass. It's a body. Look at this sweet, sweet deck I'm building. This is amazing. I've got Benthak Giants. I've got Marsh Mist Titans. I've got an Archetype of the Imagination. I have a Sphinx's Disciple. Bam. Done. I mean, done. He's a disciple of the Sphinx. Done. Thassa's Bounty. I'm going to draw all the cards ever. March of the Return. I'm playing 2. I have 2 March of the Return. That'll get me 4 creatures from my graveyard back to my hand at sorcery speed for 4 mana. Done. Just done. And you can't beat that. You can't beat that. And a Shipbreaker Kraken. We're doing it. There's actually nothing else in here for us. Bam. Done. Shipbreaker Kraken, top of the curve. There's our Griptide. There it is. I knew I wanted one. Bam. Griptide. Done. Done. You're all done. Ha! I'm so winning this draft. Look at this. This is the sweetest deck I have ever crafted in my... I have to cut cards now. What the hell am I going to cut? What am I going to cut? Look at these sweet, sweet playables. Sphinx's Disciple, Floodtide Serpent. I'm going to hide that one right now because we're not playing that. Sea God's Revenge. Reset. Sorry, dude. Look at these guys. Their ship is all breaking apart. He's going, oh, save me, Darren. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. You're all done. Your ship is breaking apart. Why? Because there's a Shipbreaker Kraken coming your way. That's it. What is that, like a snake with a crab body on the end of it? That is so weird. I guess Omen Speaker or Bloodtoll Harpy? I think Omen Speaker is what I want. He's gonna do some, he gets me a Scry 2, which is useful. He does some early blocking, he comes down to 2 mana. Breaching Hippocamp is okay, but it's a card you see plenty of, so I think this is a good shot. I might get another one, and I don't know if it's really what I need. I'm gonna go with the Omen Speaker. It'll buy me some time on the ground early in the game. And a Sealock monster. Look at this sweet deck! I have Krakens, I have Octopi, or Octopuses, and a Wave Crash Triton. Do I have enough stuff to make him active? Oh no, my Returned Phalanx! Sweet! I have zombies, I have Krakens, I have so much good stuff in this deck. This is amazing. I think I'm just going to take the Return Centaur here. This is so sweet! You go away. I don't want you guys now. I have Shipbreaker Kraken, Benthak Giant, Sea God's Revenge. I have a Sealock monster. That's awesome. God, do I just take the Asphodel Wanderer? No. I need Snag out of Time Defeat. I don't think I need any more creatures. I'm gonna play it, but maybe one less piece of removal I have to worry about. I got my Phalanx, I got my Omen Speaker, I got my Nimbus Naiad, Voyage's End. Go away, Claim of Erebos, I'm not playing you. 2! Count them, 2 Asphyxiates. Let's hide the Gorgon's Head, I don't need that. Look at this, 2 and 3 drops are solid. And I get a Shipwreck Singer. Oh my god, pick between that and another Returned Phalanx. No, I can't make this decision. Oh, this is actually kind of hard. But you know what, we're going to go with what Marshall Sutcliffe has now deemed or called the setup cost. That, like, there's a lot of shenanigans, but this guy just does what he does, and he does it so well. He's just there. He's just, I'm here, you're all done, because I'm here. Hell with it, take a Steam Augury. Viper's Kiss out of the sideboard maybe, in case I run into some aggressive decks, but we're going to hide that one for now. Look at this deck. This is one of the sweetest decks you could ever imagine putting together. How can you not love a deck like this? This is amazing. This is sweeter than honey. Flesh Mad Steed. Look at that. Another 2-drop, which I may or may not run. I don't need 16 creatures. Is he better than the Omen Speaker too? I kind of like the Omen Speaker. There's one Destructive Rivalry I won't have to worry about. And I've got a Scryland that's in my colors. How could you ask for anything more out of life than a Magic draft deck like this? I have to cut 2 cards. March of the Return. We can hide at least one of those. I might play one, although without it. Boop 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 boop. Okay, let's see. So, what are we running? 2 Returned Phalanx, Omen Speaker, Voyage's End, Nimbus Naiad, Chimera, maybe or maybe not. Griptide, definitely not the Flood Tides, Perplexing Chimera, Sealock Monster, probably the Benthak Giant, Sea God's Revenge, Shipbreaker Kraken. Oops, my color here. Sip of Hemlock, Harpy, Beta Unraveler, Lampad, Asphyxiate, Servant of Tiramet. Okay. There we go. That looks a little bit better. So 18, 19, 20. I've got 5 more cards to put in. What 5 cards do we want to put in? God, I like the archetype. I want to run it just because I like it. Get that, which we probably don't want to run that. We definitely don't want to run. We got 13 creatures. Chimera's not terrible. I mean, he does do a lot of blocking for us. in the air. I think I'll put him in. 3 more cards. Do I need a Fleshmad Steed? He can be an unreliable blocker. So I'm not sure that I want him. Boy, is that... If I'm heavily defensive, do I want this card? I mean, just paying him away for 2 life after I block? Powers up the Servant of Tiamat? I'm going to try it. I don't think it's great, but I'm going to try it, just for funsies. Let's see, so... 21, 2 more cards. I don't want to main deck Scourgemark. I feel like 14 creatures might be enough for this deck. But we got Marshmist Titan, Catablee Passes. Return Centaur is a good card. I'm going to run him. He's just a good solid body. And maybe a March to the Returned? This would be so much better if I had Grey Merchant, but... I've seen March of the Return get some good work done. I'm going to do that, add 1 Temple, or we could run the Gorgon's Head instead of the March. Let me do that. I'm going to experiment. We are going to try something here, folks. This is exactly what we're going to do. So let's see what our colors look like. So we're almost dead even split, black and blue. I think I want to lean a little heavy black because I want to make sure, because I've got double black asphyxiate, insatiable harpy, so I definitely want to weight this black, I think. Let's add some lands, suggest. Yeah, it's giving me a dead even split. I think I want to wait. I think I want to do 7-9. 17 lands. Oh, this is the sweetest. You have got to admit, anybody watching, this is the sweetest deck you have ever seen. Look at this. This is a thing of beauty. This is a work of art. We're going with it. See you guys in round 1, which is going to happen really quick because I was the last person to